Assalamu alaikum. This is Rokia Samia. Welcome you to the English news from Btv-Chattogram. Let's begin with the top stories. First session of 13th Jatiya Sangsad resumes after a long break on the occasion of Eid-Ul-Fitr. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman makes surprise visit to various ministries, directs to maintain cleanliness and be economical in power usage. ICT orders former Army officer Mamun Khalid to appear in disappearance case and Masududdin Chaudhry in July murder case on April 7. Awareness of drivers and public emphasized to prevent road accidents. "22 migrants, mostly Bangladeshis, die in boat sinking off the coast of Greece." And FIFA international friendly matches held worldwide ahead of upcoming World Cup. Viewers, those were the top stories. Now moving on to the details. Local Government, Rural Development and Cooperatives Minister Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir said all the necessary unpaved roads in the rural areas of the country will be paved in phases in the future. He gave this information in response to a question in the question and answer session in the Jatiya Sangsad today. The minister said extreme corruption took place in the name of mega projects during the past fascist regime. He assured that future development plans will prioritize rural areas while preventing opportunities for corruption. In response to a question, State Minister for Youth and Sports Aminul Haq said that sports villages will be built in all districts of the country in phases. He said that the government is working to spread sports at the grassroots level by giving equal importance to all sports. In response to another question, Aminul Haq said the corruption that has taken place in the name of youth training in the past 16 to 17 years will be verified and action will be taken against the responsible. The session was presided over by the newly elected Deputy Speaker, Barrister Kaisar Kamal. In his introductory speech, he sought everyone's cooperation in discharging his duties. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman today made a surprise visit to several ministries at the Bangladesh Secretariat on the first working day of the week. Entering the Secretariat in the morning, the Premier went directly to building number 6 from his car. He then walked through the building and carried out sudden inspections of multiple ministries located there. During the visit, Tariq Rahman inspected the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock, the Ministry of Housing and Public Works, the Ministry of Power, Energy and Mineral Resources, the Ministry of Women and Children Affairs, and several other ministries. Many in the Secretariat were surprised by the sudden visit of the head of the government. While inspecting, the Prime Minister instructed the concerned authorities to ensure cleanliness in the Secretariat, reduce unnecessary use of lights, and maintain air conditioner temperatures at 25 degrees. Cabinet Secretary Nasimul Ghani and senior officials from the Prime Minister's office were present during the visit. Besides, a review meeting on the progress of the committee formed to introduce the farmer card was held at the Cabinet Division in the Secretariat with the Prime Minister in the chair. Agriculture Minister Muhammad Aminur Rashid, Prime Minister's advisor for Agriculture Nazrul Islam Khan, Prime Minister's Advisor for Finance and Planning, Rashidul Mahmudi Tumir, State Minister for Fisheries and Livestock, Sultan Salahuddin Tuku, and State Minister for LGRD and Cooperatives, Mir Shahir Alam, and other concerned senior officials were present at the meeting. The International Crimes Tribunal has ordered former Director General of the Directorate General of Forces Intelligence Lieutenant General Sheikh Mamun Khalid and former Lieutenant General Masududdin Chaudhry, who was a widely discussed army officer during the 111 period, to appear on April 7. The three-member International Crimes Tribunal 2, led by Justice Nazrul Islam Chaudhry, issued this order on Sunday. Earlier in the morning, the prosecution applied to show Mamun Khalid, arrested in a case of enforced disappearance, and Masududdin in a case of killing in July under charges of crimes against humanity at the International Crimes Tribunal 2. The two recently arrested officers were detained by the detective branch of the Dhaka Metropolitan Police in separate cases related to human trafficking and killings during the anti-discrimination movement. A principal decision has been made to sign a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) between Bangladesh and Turkey to exchange knowledge and information on modern information management. The decision was made during a bilateral meeting between Information and Broadcasting Minister Zahiruddin Shapon and Director of the Presidential Communications Directorate of Turkey, Professor Burhanuddin Duran. On the second day of the ongoing International Strategic Communications Summit, STRATCOM, in Istanbul on Saturday, Bangladesh Ambassador to Turkey, M. Aminul Haq, was present at the meeting. Under the MOU, Bangladesh Television BTV, Bangladesh Betar, and Bangladesh Shongbad Songstha BSS will work together with equivalent institutions in Turkey in the future to improve modern information management and strategy and technical and professional standards. Earlier, the Information Minister paid a courtesy call on Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan. The meeting focused on matters of mutual interest between the two brotherly countries and on further strengthening the existing friendly relations between the two countries. Later, the Information Minister also held a meeting with top officials of the state-run Anadolu News Agency of Turkey. The meeting resulted in fruitful discussions on a Memorandum of Understanding on news exchange and institutional cooperation between the two countries' major news agencies. Small and big road accidents are taking place somewhere in the country every day. The number of casualties is getting bigger. Not only passengers or pedestrians, but also the lives of everyone from drivers to helpers are not safe on the roads due to the occurrences. In addition to being killed, countless people are also injured in road accidents. During long festive holidays like Eid, the atmosphere became heavy with the cries of the relatives of the victims of road accidents. In addition to government initiatives to prevent and control road accidents, awareness is needed in all road and transport users. Although many road accidents occurred in the country during Eid this year, the number was low in Chattogram district. Before Eid, the concerned authorities take measures to prevent road accidents in Chattogram as well as the rest of the country. However, in addition to taking various measures to prevent road accidents, there is a system of compensation for the families of the injured and deceased. If the families of the victims apply to the concerned authority following the proper process, compensations are provided. Compensation is not a big matter. The tears of relatives and friends who lost their loved ones in road accidents do not stop. The public's demand is to remove the limitations of the institutions responsible for traffic on roads, highways, and cities and make people's lives safer on the roads. Now, international news. 26 people, including 21 Bangladeshis, have been rescued off the coast of Greece after trying to reach Europe from North Africa in a rubber dinghy. At least 22 more migrants have died on the way due to lack of food and water. French state-owned international news network France 24 reported this information on Saturday, citing the Greek Coast Guard. The Coast Guard said that they rescued a total of 26 people, including a woman and a child, from a European border agency ship 53 nautical miles south of the city of Ierapetra off the island of Crete. Among those rescued were 21 Bangladeshis, 4 Sudanese and a citizen of Chad. 2 of them were taken to a hospital in Heraklion on the island of Crete. The Coast Guard said that the boat set off from the eastern Libyan port city of Tobruk for Greece on March 21. The boat lost direction en route. It remained adrift at sea for 6 days without food or water, for why many of the migrants lost their lives. Rescued people said that the bodies of the victims were thrown into the sea on the orders of a smuggler on the boat. Greek authorities have arrested 2 South Sudanese in this incident who are believed to be involved in boat smuggling. The arrested people have been brought under investigation on charges of illegal entry and murder. Iranian Parliament Speaker Mohammad Baghir Ghalibaf said his country's forces are waiting for American soldiers to enter on the ground so they can rain fire upon them. His comments followed the U.S. announcement that about 3,500 personnel have arrived in the region with the warship USS Tripoli. The Pentagon is preparing for weeks of ground operations in Iran, although it's not clear whether U.S. President Donald Trump will approve them or not. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said on Friday that the U.S. could achieve its goals on Iran without any ground troops. Meanwhile, strikes continue across the Middle East, with Israel saying it has targeted temporary command centers in Tehran. Emirates Global Aluminium said its main plant in Abu Dhabi has been significantly damaged as major infrastructures in Gulf countries have come under attack from Iran. Meanwhile, the EU Maritime Security Body has warned ships to avoid Yemeni territorial waters as Iran-backed Houthis in Yemen could attack them. Houthi rebels launched a barrage of ballistic missiles at Israel, their first such strikes since the United States-Israeli war on Iran began on February 28. Top diplomats from Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Turkey have gathered in Islamabad for 2-day talks with their Pakistani counterpart on the U.S.-Israel war on Iran, seeking to de-escalate the conflict. The talks on Sunday and Monday are being led by Pakistani Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar. Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif said on Saturday that he had a detailed telephone conversation with Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian, lasting over 1 hour as part of preparations for the Islamabad talks. Pezeshkian hailed Islamabad's efforts and thanked Pakistan for its mediation efforts to stop the aggression against the Islamic Republic of Iran. Qatar-based television channel Al Jazeera said Pakistan has been acting as a key interlocutor between the United States and Iran, passing messages between the two sides as part of the mediation efforts.